Alright, today we're having a look at Higher Than Mountains by Dragon Sack Studio. Alright, so here we are in Higher Than Mountains by Dragon Sack Studios, and this was actually, Dragon Sack had gotten in touch with us to let us know that this was a level that they'd like us to look at, and I really appreciate that an awful lot. You can jump on the blue clouds. I will jump on the blue clouds. Okay, that is actually kind of nifty. I like the fact that they've hidden the bounce pad. We know that they are bounce pads because of the sound effect that's going. Oh, crumbs. That was maybe my fault. Ooh, no checkpoint there. But I do appreciate that Dragon Sack had gotten in touch with us because it's been. Oh, we got a double cutscene. Fudge. Because it's been a very busy life recently, and I haven't had all the time to do the searching that I want. So these kind of let me know that there's levels to be looked at. I do super appreciate that. Now, what we've got going on here is, I mean, it is. Did we die? No, we're onslaught. Okay, I wasn't expecting onslaught, but sure, that's fair enough. We've got so far some simple platforming, a bit of a kludgy design philosophy, but I don't know why they give us that prize bubble and what the X entails. Maybe just use the bounce because it's one of those blue bounce pads. Oh, we got hung up on something. I mean, it's not unfun, but I do think that there are some things so far that could be maybe. I gotta put that back on again. Maybe a little bit polished up. We got R1. Okay, thank gosh. What's going on with you, mate? Are you, like, intended to show me what's going on, or... Well, whatever. Let's move on. Ah, crumbs! Totally our fault. Totes our fault. Should have been paying more attention. I was thinking about the blue sack thing and what they implied. That's okay. I don't think that was I don't think it was their fault. I think that was totally my fault. But I am enjoying the level. I wish I liked the visual presentation a wee bit better, because the gameplay itself. Are you stuck? That was weird. Okay, that was my fault. That part was definitely my fault. Oh, we're way back here again. I do like the gameplay, aside for a little bit of bugginess, but the visual presentation is certainly not selling the level. We've only got 21 seconds. Hi. And I want to try to get as far as I can, but I don't know how far that's going to be. What is going on with this? I don't know. Crumbs. We only got 7 seconds left. Hold on. Let me get to the next place I can stop, and we'll, well, I can't stop yet. Okay, never stop not stopping. Hold on a second. Oh, well, I mean, that is perfect timing, but we're gonna talk about this back at the hub, and we'll see you there. See yas. And we're back, and Higher Than Mountains by Dragon Sack Studio, and I think it's an orange diamond. It's not an unfun level, and I did have a good time with the level, but I do feel that there are a number of points in the level that could probably stand a bit of polish, a bit of expansion, to make this more of a robust experience, and to make this a better experience in the end. Now, to start off with the positive things, and one thing I did appreciate was that the hook hat sections were integral to the level. It wasn't just a one and done with the hook hat, that you will be using it a number of times to traverse throughout the level. And I do appreciate that when we have a power-up that is utilized throughout. It's not just a throwaway type of bit there. There's nothing in the hook hack sections that are particularly difficult, except towards the end a little bit. You've got to jump over some flaming pillars that are kind of sticking up out of the ground. And there's one of those flaming pillars in particular that the camera work doesn't quite let you know it's coming until you're almost on top of it. So the difficulty is maybe less in the obstacle itself, but the way that it's being presented by the camera. Another thing that I did like was the cloud, the cloud effect that's going on throughout the level. A little bit of opacity tweaker on that material, and I think it really sells it quite well. So that was kind of cool. I really liked the blue cloud bits, although there is a bit of unusualness going on there. So we've got these blue clouds, and you can jump on them and bounce, and we're told in the level select section that that's going to be a thing. And when we first encounter those blue clouds, we get a little bit of text dialogue on the bottom that lets us know how this gameplay effect is going to work, and that's all really good. That's all very nice. And then we never return to that gameplay element, and I think that's a shame, because Dragon Sack Studio has gone through the effort of kind of front-ending this and letting the player know that this is going to be an aspect of the level, and it's a fun aspect of the level, and then we never come back to it. So I think a little bit expansion on that, a couple more gameplay sections that utilize that, would be warranted and would be appreciated. Oh, another point that I felt a little bit of a letdown was the inclusion of Oddsock in the level. Not so much the inclusion itself, but the fact that there's not really a lot done with Oddsock to justify their appearance. It's very much a short, basic Oddsock section. It's not really pushing the boundaries very much. It's not particularly long, and it feels like there are other ways that we could have gotten Sack Thing from point A to point B. Also, the way that they've implemented the forced character change, I thought was a little bit unusual. Now, oftentimes I don't particularly like the changing booth, the dressing room gameplay element to allow you to switch between different companion characters, because I feel it tends to look pretty non-diegetic in most of the levels that it appears in. So some way to kind of force the player to change that works in the environment, it works in the kind of story that the level is presenting, is appreciated. But here, it's just like a big slab of red sticker panel material that doesn't really seem to fit in with the environment, doesn't really seem to have a lot of purpose in kind of a story sense. It almost feels like a bookmark, like a placeholder, like maybe Dragon Sack Studio wanted to put something different there, didn't have the time to implement it or come up with an idea for something better, and so just kind of left that sticker paneling in to lock in the logic, but didn't progress with it any more than that. So it was a little bit unusual, I would have to say. Something else that I felt was a little bit of a downside in the level was the visual presentation of it. We've got a lot of just smeared materials. It's very kludgy looking. There's not really any decoration going on with them. I did appreciate that they went through the trouble to kind of make the vines look at least a little bit organic, a little bit curved, but again, there's no decoration there. There's no real playing with different layers or different sizes of materials. It's just like one slabby object that's right there in your field of view. So that was a little bit strange, to be honest. Like I said, I didn't find the level unfun. I did have a good time with it, and I'd ended up playing the level about maybe 4 or 5 times just to get a really good feel for what was going on. But ultimately, I do think that it does need a fair amount of buffing. It does need a fair amount of polish before we could really bring it up into the yellow square territory. Now, as I mentioned in the video, this level was brought to my attention by Dragon Sack Studio. They did get in touch with me through YouTube, and I super appreciate that, especially recently. Just been so busy, and I haven't had really the time to devote to the series and the time to be searching up new levels that I've had in the past, and I do kind of worry about that, and I do worry about the quality of episodes and the quality of levels that we're showing. So, when folks get in touch with me and say, hey, take a look at this, it really does help a lot, and I really do appreciate it an awful lot. So if you've got something out there that you've seen that you want me to take a look at, please by all means get in touch with me and let me know, and I'll try to get it up on the show. But I think that pretty much does it for us this go about. So from me, Risco, here in Osaka, To all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.